born and raised in London, and I lived in England most of my life.
And what are you doing here, actually? What happened?
It's a strange story. It's probably very strange for people around the world to think that why has someone who grew up in England and lived all their life in England is suddenly in Israel, in the Israeli army, so far away from where they grew up. There are a number of reasons. When I was young, we came to Israel a number of times as a family, also with Jewish youth movements, touring around the country. And always from when I was at a very young age, I felt a strong connection to the country. Had a very important role in my life, in Jewish history and Jewish tradition. I also have family here as well who we visited. So it's always a very strong link. And then as I grew older and older, I came more and more and felt more and more at home here. As a place with a lot of historical and religious meaning to me. So I came to move here and live here.
You could just move here and enjoy the Dead Sea, enjoy the Mediterranean Sea. Why you decided and when you decided to be here in Army, in Israeli Army?
So once I came here, I had a choice. I could have got out of going into the army, as some people do. It's not for everyone, but I felt, you know, I'm not so old. 26 is old for some people, but young for some people as well. I'm physically healthy. Everyone here who was born here and raised here, they have to go in the army as well. So why shouldn't I? It's part of the service that everyone gives to the country. The only reason I'm able to live here and enjoy a relatively high standard of living here is because people go to the army and defend the country and play their part. So I felt I should do that as well.
Yes. What did you tell to your parents, and what was their reaction?
My parents are very understanding. Of course they're worried. Everyone's worried. It's not. There's a lot of armies in the world where there's hard training, but then there's no fighting afterwards because the country hasn't got any wars or conflicts in their region. But this is a region with a lot of wars and conflicts, and a lot of countries around Israel who want to destroy Israel. So my parents are aware of that. So of course, on the one hand, they're worried. On the other hand, they're very supportive. They realize I'm doing it for the right reasons. It's a cause that they believe in as well. It's an important cause, not just for people in Israel here, but for the whole Jewish people to have a state, a country of their own that's historically the land of the Jewish people. And you need people to defend it. No one else is going to defend it. Only the Jewish people are going to defend the Jewish land. But for me, the important thing is the history of the Jewish people. They've come together, they have a culture, a history, a tradition, and they've stayed together and carried on together as a people through many, many hard times, many disasters. And today they've risen up again as a people. They've recreated a lot of the history and the traditions and so on from the past. And now it's a people that's growing and prospering again. So it's great to be part of that.
Such a connection.
I had the feeling before I came to Israel, but a lot of it's like very theoretical feelings. You're not actually living it every day and practicing what it means to be a Jew in Israel. You can be Jewish and go through a lot of the Jewish traditions and festivals and so on outside of Israel. And that gives you a lot of a feeling of strength and a feeling of community and history and so on. But the feeling when you actually arrive to Israel, you're in a country where you're not just building something at home with your family or a small community, you're building it as an entire country together. So even people you don't know on buses and wherever you go in the streets, it's all, everyone's in it together. You don't get that feeling if you're a Jew outside of Israel.
Yes, I mean, really miss your mother cookies, something kitchen, something special dishes.
Yeah, you sometimes miss kind of Friday night meal was a very big thing in my house where the whole family would come together, say the prayers and have a big meal together. It's a very important family time. So obviously being here in Israel, I don't have that time. Some words to my mother. Well, first, most importantly, I love you very much, but you know that already. What else would I say to my mum tonight? I'm actually going to speak to her later on Skype, so I can tell. But no, just I'm very grateful for all the support you give me. In future ceremonies, she'll be coming here to Israel, so I'll be very happy to be sharing it with her in person. And yeah, just thank you for all the support you've given me throughout my life and also in what I'm doing here today.
Nessa manusia anak